Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and backed by popular demand, UCSD's ArtPower. We got Liz Bradshaw, Associate Director of Artistic Planning and Outreach for the organization, joined by her colleague Kevin Hammonds, the producer of Clue, A Walking Mystery. Can't wait to hear all about that. Joined by my co-host, Kristen Blake. She is the PR and Community Affairs Consultant and has been co-hosting this now for her second go-around. And you're still sitting next to me. You haven't run away yet.
Here. Nope.
Very, very good. I know, Kristen, you have a question for Liz.
Liz and Kevin, it's great to have you here today. Liz, to kick off the discussion, what is the mission of ArtPower?
Well, thanks so much for having us, Drew and Kristen. And it's pretty exciting to hear that we're backed by popular demand. So happy Friday to us.
Exactly.
So ArtPower, we're performing arts presenting organization at UC San Diego. And we just launched our 22nd season of programming, which is really exciting. And so we present performing and multimedia arts on the campus at UC San Diego that are open to not only the campus community, but the San Diego community at large. We present chamber programming, dance, jazz, global music, great speakers, you name it. And we present at the Epstein Family Amphitheater on campus, the Laughter Small Club venue, out around town at the Balboa. And this year we're excited to be heading to the Jacobs Music Center as well. And so our mission is really to bring diverse cultural, artistic experiences to the community of San Diego. And it's very exciting.
And we need as much of that as we can incessantly. All right, Kevin, what's Clue?
Gosh, where do I begin?
We got 4 hours.
Okay. Well, it all started. It's a live immersive experience based on the beloved board game that we all know and love. It is as if you're playing the game, except you're playing it in real life. The scenario is that the murder was never solved. The mansion in which the murder took place was sold, and furniture from each of the 9 rooms in the game, have been auctioned off and conveniently scattered throughout the UCSD campus. So players arrive at the Epstein Amphitheater. They are greeted by butlers, and they are given an auction catalog that shows them each of the rooms and a piece of furniture that's in each room. And they're given a route map, and they have to go to these locations on campus, find the piece of furniture that's literally there, and solve a puzzle within it. And when they solve the puzzle, they will get a clue, a piece of the mystery. And when they solve all 9 puzzles, they meet the butlers back at the end at the loft, and they make their accusation. So you're playing the game, but you're playing it in real life.
That is so way cool. I think when they go to these different places to find that piece of furniture, they don't have to bring the furniture back, do they?
They better not.
Because it'd be tough to carry a table across campus, right? And it's just the furniture. It's not the weapons.
Well, I don't want to give away too much, no spoilers.
No spoiler alerts. Okay.
But in some of the pieces of furniture, you will find weapons. That means it cannot be the murder weapon. So just like the game, it's a process of elimination.
I don't know, Drew. We might have to go.
I'm just already trying to think if it's is it Scarlet in the whatever the room and all this. And what a smart. Who came up with this idea? Was it you, Kevin?
I wish it was me. I work for a company called Right Angle Entertainment. Mm-hmm. They're based out of Los Angeles, and during COVID, they're a great company, and they wanted to find something to do outdoors that would keep their employees working. So they created a version of this Clue walking mystery in California during the COVID epidemic. But then after the world started opening up, they kind of dug deeper into how they could make this experience really special. They hired an incredible team called the Wild Optimists, two incredible puzzle designers out of LA. And they came up with this concept. And then they brought me on and said, now do it. So, it's right angles. It started in this place of how can we do some good during COVID.
So Liz, talk about their previews, and then the full show is a different time. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we launch next week, August 22nd, and we run through the end of September. So we have a 6-week run, and the first 2 weeks are preview weeks. And so that means that if you are early and want to be one of the first people to try out the clue and the puzzle, then you're going to get a slightly cheaper ticket than if you purchase it the kind of following 4 weeks.
Right.
So it always pays off, I think, to be one of the first. Plus, you can be one of the first with bragging rights to say that you did it.
That's great. And is there a website that you sign up for?
Yeah, it's artpower.ucsd.edu.
You had mentioned, earlier, Liz, you guys have a plethora of performances that you're doing all across the board over there, Clue being one that's kicking it off. Do you go from, August through the following August? What's the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, really, as ArtPower, we are a year-round presenting organization. We have a wonderful outdoor amphitheater that's about to turn 3 years old in the Epstein Family Amphitheater. And so we have a traditional kind of fall to, October, late September, October to May season of performing arts activities, and that happen in various venues, both around San Diego and around campus. And then we specifically have a suite of programming, often focused around global and family programming, and some film screenings and the pre-Comic-Con experiences that we do as well, that happen specifically in outdoors in our amphitheater. And so that programming runs from July to the end of August, early September.
No, what a great lineup. We're chatting with Liz Bradshaw. She is the artistic associate director, I say, and artistic planning and outreach for ArtPower, part of UCSD, joined by her colleague Kevin Hammonds. He's the producer of Clue, A Walking Mystery. I know you have a question for our good friend over here, Liz, Kristen.
I always have good questions. So Liz, you had mentioned that ArtPower is entering its 22nd season, right? And, I heard that you're offering a new curated ticket package. Could you share a little bit about that for our listeners?
Yeah, we're very excited about our ticket packages this year. Really, these have been designed for if you are interested in coming to, really 2 or more performances, you're going to get a fantastic rate on tickets. For each of these packages that have been hand curated by myself and our curation team at ArtPower, you'll get tickets to 4 events for $100, which is a really fantastic deal. Mm-hmm. And so we have everything from the Taste of ArtPower, which is really going to be kind of your traditional ArtPower package. So it has jazz, it has dance, it has a string quartet, and then also a discussion experience. We have our more adventurous package. So for those of people who are really into kind of maybe slightly the more avant-garde or getting a little bit more adventurous with their genres, we can recommend that. Again, there's different genres within the adventure package. One of my favorites is our Beyond Strings package. So we have great group, I'm With Her, who are coming in October. We have Dom Fleming, so we have bluegrass, Americana, and then we have the amazing hip-hop violin duo, Black Violin, who are coming in the amphitheater, and then also the incredible Kishi Bashi violinist too. So from the, lots of people will know him from the indie pop group of Montreal. So really the idea of the Beyond Strings is that it's really kind of like, it's getting you out of what you think of maybe just a chamber experience or something like that. We have In Her Words, which is focusing on women performers. In there, we have the amazing Soweto Gospel Choir from Africa who are coming with their peace program around the holidays. We've got Chloe Arnold's Syncopated Ladies, this incredible tap ensemble. They perform with Beyonce and other, so many stars. They're amazing. Michelle DeGocello, amazing Grammy-winning jazz artist. So, I'm super excited. And then our borderless beats as well. So lots of Latinx performers that we've got in there. So we've got Brazil's Bia Ferreira, who is actually kicking off in our opening week this season in September. The return of Las Cafeteras from LA. We have a wonderful holiday mariachi. And then, we also have Camila Fernandez from the Fernandez dynasty who'll be coming later in the year. So
Yeah, it's
I can talk about this forever.
Well, it's too bad you don't have many things on the docket. I think,
what are you going to do for the next year?
Oh my goodness! I mean, just get energized just listening to this. When we come back from break, I want to talk a little about the different venues where ArtPower. It's not just at UCSD; it's all over the place. I need to get back to Kevin. I got 4 million questions about the Clue, a walking mystery, and I'll try to do it without doing a spoiler alert on these things here. So be ready for that when we return with our friends from UCSD's ArtPower, Liz Bradshaw, Associate Director of Artistic Planning and Outreach, joined by our colleague Kevin Hammonds, producer of Clue, a walking mystery. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things for people in San Diego County, whether it's food insecurity, whether it's art. They do a lot of stuff with Art Walk, financial literacy, and everything in between. And we will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. We're the nation's longest-running community podcast in our 19th year, brought to you by the fine folks at Mission Fed Credit Union. 60 years of doing great things in San Diego County. Thrilled to have back in the studio from UCSD ArtPower, Liz Bradshaw, Associate Director of Artistic Planning and Outreach, joined by her colleague Kevin Hammonds, producer of Clue, a walking mystery, joined by my co-host Kristen Blake. She's a PR and community affairs consultant. But, start with you on the list before I start peppering Kevin for a lot of questions about Clue. You're at many venues, correct?
Yeah, we present not only on campus, but we also present some of our programming down at the Balboa Theatre. And then also we'll be heading to the Jacobs Music Center this year too, which is really exciting. And then, not only are we in traditional venues, but some of the most fulfilling and exciting work we do is with our young people of San Diego. So to go along with this program, we have opportunities for K through 12 and college students to connect with these artists, whether it's through these artists coming into school with masterclasses or talks or, discussions, depending on, we have Las Cafeteras heading out into school. We have the wonderful Mezcla dance group heading into schools this year. I think we're inviting students to come and see Syncopated Ladies for a special matinee performance at the amphitheater. So I would definitely encourage anybody who might be listening to this, who has, a child in education who is an educator that's interested in connecting with ArtPower and having us kind of bring artists to school or bring your students onto campus and give them that UC San Diego live experience, just to connect with us. Just ArtPower at ucsd.edu. They can email us and we'll get right back.
Yeah, and I think, as we all know this, there's one thing seeing things, whether it's on TV or video in the movies, But seeing things live, there's nothing like seeing things live, and that's what you're all about. Okay, Kevin. So I can't get my head off of what's going on with Clue. What a creative idea! So, how many different buildings will people be going into at UCSD to find the furniture from Clue?
That's a trick question. The answer being actual buildings they're going into, probably 6.
6 buildings, and to find the variety of furniture that are in the rooms, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then within the furniture, you'll see a weapon, which you can eliminate as when you come back to the place, correct?
In some of the furniture, you may find a weapon or 2.
Okay, how about people? Are you going to see any of them in those rooms?
Well, you won't see the people, but you will see suspect statements from each of the suspects in each of the rooms.
Okay.
That kind of will give you more information on the clue.
Right.
And we also, when we do the introduction, we let the players know that they are actual descendants of the suspects.
Right. So the butlers greet them when they first get there, right?
Correct.
The butlers do they escort them to the different rooms?
They do not. They give them a route map that sends them on a specific path, and each team has a different path to go on.
Right.
So they're not running into each other.
Right. So now they go to this place on campus, wherever it is, and let's say they go to the basketball arena or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure if that's going to be one of the venues.
That would be a great place. But,
but it's not going to be one of those. That's right. But you do that. It's not going to be one of these things where someone's going to jump out and scare the wits out of you when they get to, or I shouldn't even say, Drew, you're just going to have to go through this and find out if that's true or not.
Oh, I could say that, but I will assure you and say that no one is going to jump out at you.
Okay, no one's going to jump out.
Exactly.
Shoot, I was hoping that would you open up a door and someone is coming out.
There are some surprises.
Man, this Clue thing is, so here's the question I have.
Yeah.
So now it's the preview is like the 22nd to the 30th of August, and then it runs from the 4th on for a while. Will there be a different person that is going to be found each day?
There is not. There's one murderer the entire time. Unfortunately, once you play it, it's a one and done experience.
So is it up to the people that play it to not think on to the people who are going to come on subsequent days?
Yes, please. They're given specific instructions, and hopefully they follow directions not to tell people.
Exactly.
It's one murderer, one weapon, one room.
Yeah, I think it'd be a little unruly to sit there and try to do that. Are you excited about this?
I am already plotting in my head my calendar for next week.
No, I think that's how hard was it to produce this?
You know, it gets easier and easier every time. I joke to my boss, Clue is my absolute favorite game ever. And when I was in high school, I used to do puzzle hunts for my friends. And I didn't have very many friends, but I used to do puzzle hunts. And now I'm doing it for a living, which is amazing. But I do joke with my boss and I say, now my job is really just moving furniture from town to town. But it was hard to come up with. But once we have a model, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm going to have Liz move over the microphone to Brandon Joe, our associate producer, because I got a question for Brandon on this. So he doesn't have the headsets on, so we just got to hear. Have you played Clue before, Brandon?
I've played it once.
Once, okay. So do you have any idea what we're talking about?
Yeah, I do. I think there's actually a couple of escape rooms, but it's still like one room, one thing. It's going to be really interesting as now I get to see campus in a different light as a UCSD student.
He's a UCSD student. He's going to be an incoming senior, so he knows about this. If you find out the answer, you're not allowed to tell anybody, including all your classmates.
Just put posters all over the walls. It's this guy. It's this guy.
Do you know what's interesting is Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon mentioned escape rooms, and what we like to describe this is like an escape room, but broken up into 9 different locations. So if you're scared to be locked in an escape room, which as an escape room designer, I come across people like you, Kristen, they're like, I don't want to be locked in a room for an hour. When you describe an escape room, it doesn't sound great. You're locked in a room for an hour and you have to find a way out. But this way, you get to experience the 9 different puzzles without being locked in a room.
Thank you.
No, I think it's fantastic. We're chatting with Kevin Hammonds. He's the producer of Clue, A Walking, a Mystery, a part of UCSD's ArtPower, joined by his colleague Liz Bradshaw, Associate Director of Artistic Planning for out for ArtPower. I'm Drew Schlosberg. I'm just fascinated by this clue thing. I will promise that if I go through this thing, I will not tell anybody about it. No, I will guarantee you that. Listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Liz, talk a little bit about Art Talks and how cool that is.
Oh, about our Art Talks?
Yes.
So, again, going back to that engagement piece of if you do come and see an ArtPower performance, we love to provide that opportunity so you can actually feel like you're getting a little bit closer to the artist. So with our chamber music, especially in our chamber quartets and ensembles that come and perform with us, for each one, we host a 30-minute art talk with the artists. And so it could be me hosting the talk, or it could be one of our music professors on campus hosting the talk. But really, it's just an opportunity for our audiences and patrons to delve into a little bit more about the meaning behind the music. And so it's definitely, it's like a less of an academic conversation and more of a, how did you come to find your instrument? Some pieces of work that inspire them, how they came to come and put their program together. And it's completely free add-on to the performance that we offer. And so it's been growing in numbers for the last couple of years, and it's a great opportunity.
Right. So the question is, will Kevin be part of Art Talks? I know he's not maybe you are a musician. I shouldn't make that assumption. Are you a musician?
I sing, but I don't play anything.
Okay, well, that's close enough on this.
So if you want me to sing, I'm happy to.
Well, I think he's going to be a long-running member of Just Talking over the next week. So lots of art talks. What we're so excited about with Clue is the fact that it's this truly immersive experience. And it's really fulfilling the Chancellor's Activation Initiative on campus. We have this amazing campus with so many incredible landmarks. We have Geisel, which some people think looks like a spaceship. We have one we have one of the largest, public arts. We have one of the largest public arts exhibits on campus with sort of over 20 different commissioned art pieces, the Stewart Collection, that folks can walk around campus and find. And so these landmarks will be part of the Clue walking tour, which is really exciting. So we're very, we're excited to kind of marry this amazing game with the San Diego and beyond community really exploring our campus.
Yeah, that's true. And we talked a little bit about the different venues you have. You have Balboa Theater is a place where ArtPower will be. And are they sort of sprinkled throughout the county or throughout the city, the different venues that ArtPower events will be at?
Yes.
Okay, right. Yeah. Exactly. And it's on the website, so you can see which is closest to you, a course on this. Kevin, what has been your greatest learning when you produced that Clue? Is there anything that surprised you about producing the show, or not really?
What surprised me and what I love to see is that whatever town we're in, and we go to many different towns, and I'll be watching the introduction, and a family will show up, and across the board, it's parents who love the game as a kid, and they're sharing it with their own children. And there's some teenager that's with them, with their arms crossed and a grimace on their face, and they don't want to be there. They want to be somewhere else. And they're like, okay, I had to come along. And by the time they come back for the finale, they are like so engaged and so excited. Every single time it always happens. And so I know I have always loved the game, but it's so fun to see young people get introduced to the game and really love it.
Well, I'm going to dust out the game, and I'm going to see if I'm going to have to bone up on this stuff, ahead of time. We got a couple more minutes to go here. I'll start with you on this, Liz. So what can our listeners do to support UCSD ArtPower? Obviously, go to the performances as well. Can they donate? Can they volunteer? What else?
Yeah, they can certainly donate. We're always very happy to hear from people who are interested in supporting the work we do. As part of our programming, we have a great team of student employees. We also offer free tickets for students for every performance that we do at UC San Diego, and discounted tickets for students in the community. So, follow us on Instagram, sign up for our newsletter, come to a performance, tell if you enjoyed what you saw, tell your friends about about it and maybe take a chance on something that looks interesting to you. Or you can reach out to us if you think that one of the artists would be a great fit to come to your your children's school. So there are lots of ways you can support the work we do.
Well, the footprint is huge. Kevin, what else? Any final comments?
I do this every other week. I'm in a different town opening this. And the great thing about doing it here at UCSD is that they are, their kind of marching orders, for lack of a better word, is to, really showcase what's so cool about the campus. And we have some really great locations. We have 3 different places that the game is self-guided. There's no time. So you can go eat at 30 Birds or the Zanzibar or Supan Bakery. Thank you. So you get to see the guys in the library. You get to see the craft center. So it really kind of it introduces you to the campus in a whole new way. And it was so exciting to do a campus instead of a regular town.
Well, and I think as anybody who's, we've been doing the show for 19 years, as we've mentioned, the amount of kids, underrepresented kids that have never been to the beach, never been in the water, never been to a mountain, never been to a university. What a great opportunity to open up your campus on what campus life is. Liz Bradshaw, always a pleasure to see you and to chat about UCSD ArtPower. I know this won't be the last time we'll have you guys on. Featured Kevin, congratulations on what was sure to be just an unbelievable success.
Thank you.
Kristen, you and I need to make a point to see if we can.
Please do. I want to see you playing it.
I think I'd love to do that. Absolutely. Trying to make UCSD ArtPower. Liz Bradshaw, Associate Director of Artistic Planning and Outreach. Joan, we're calling Kevin Hammonds, producer of Clue, a Walking Mystery. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. The 19th year we've been doing this, longest running community podcast in the nation, brought to you by the fine folks of Mission Fed Credit Union. And to our audience, we hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.